All right, let's talk about security testing. We're going to deconstruct it and show you how to take it from being that last-minute, dreaded checkbox to a first-class feature that actually builds stronger, safer software from day one.
You've probably heard this one before, right? It's the classic question, and it usually comes up like days before a huge product launch. And honestly, while it sounds like the right thing to ask, this question, it's a huge red flag. It points to a really flawed, reactive way of thinking about security that we're going to pick apart today.
So first things first, let's dive into the biggest myth out there. The idea that security is just some final hurdle you have to jump over before you can cross the finish line. I mean, we've all seen this happen. A team pours months, maybe years into a project. They're right at the edge of going live and then, boom, panic sets in. It's this mad dash to hire a penetration tester or a pen tester. And the goal? Let's be real. It's not really about finding the deep, hard-to-fix problems. It's about getting that passing grade to tick the compliance box.
And this visual, man, it says it all, doesn't it? All that time spent on development, and security is just this tiny little sliver tacked on at the very end. But by then, it's way too late. Think about it like this. A bug you find early on in development might cost you $1 to fix. But that exact same bug found just days before you launch? Now you're talking hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars in delays, rework, and developer headaches. It can literally derail the entire release.
Okay, so that's what not to do. So what's the right way? Well, it starts with having a real blueprint, a solid foundation for security.
You see, before you can even think about testing anything, you need a plan. And that's exactly what a security risk assessment is. It's a structured way to answer the most important questions of all. What are we actually trying to protect? And what are we protecting it from?
And this is absolutely crucial. This is what gives you the why behind your testing. Instead of just blindly looking for problems, you start focusing your time, your money, and your team on protecting the things that are most critical to your business. It's about working smarter, not just harder.
All right, so now we have our blueprint. It's time to open up the toolbox and look at the specialized tools we can use. We're moving past that simple, can a hacker get in question, and into a much more sophisticated way of thinking.
Now, this is really interesting. Let's look at two core automated testing methods. On one hand, you have SAST. Think of SAST as the insider. It's like having the full architectural blueprints. It looks directly at the source code. On the other hand, you have DAST. That's the outsider. It acts just like a hacker would, poking and prodding the running application from the outside, with zero knowledge of how it's built.
This table breaks it all down perfectly. SAST happens early on, scanning the raw code for things like SQL injection, which is a nasty way an attacker can trick your database. DAST comes in later, testing the running app for weaknesses an attacker could exploit from the outside, like a misconfigured server. So SAST is like the architect reviewing the blueprints, while DAST is like crash testing the fully built car. Both are super important. And get this, these aren't some obscure niche tools anymore. A survey from 2022 showed that over half of developers are already using both SAST and DAST. This approach is quickly just becoming how modern software is built.
Okay, so to really get why that insider view from SAST is so vital, let me tell you this quick story about a security tester who got a little bored on an airplane and decided to play some Tetris.
So he had a hunch about how the code was written. He figured the developers probably used something called a signed integer to handle the size of the Tetris blocks. Now, all you need to know is that this type of number has a maximum value, in this case, 127. He predicted that if he just kept hitting the plus button to make the block bigger, he'd go past that limit and the number would wrap around to become a large negative number, which the game's code would have no idea how to handle. And you know what? He was right. He hit the button one last time and boom! Every single screen on that plane went black. It's the perfect example of a clever flaw you'd never find from the outside. You have to know what's going on in the code.
So, what's the big lesson here? It's that these tools, SAST and DAST, they're not an either-or thing. They're not competitors. They are essential layers in a modern defense strategy. The whole point is to weave security into the entire process, not just staple it on at the end.
A really effective strategy looks something like this. You start by running SAST scans automatically every single time a developer commits new code. That way, you're catching flaws when they're super cheap and easy to fix. Then, once the app is running in a test environment, you hit it with DAST scans. And finally, right before you go live, you bring in the humans for manual penetration testing to find those tricky business logic flaws that automated tools just can't see. It's a continuous loop, right? Not a one-and-done deal.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. What's the real payoff when you stop thinking of security as just a checkbox? Because it's about so much more than just passing an audit.
When you move beyond that checkbox mentality,
You get real clarity on what actually threatens your business. You seriously reduce the chance of a damaging breach, you make sure you're spending money in the right places, and you build a case for due diligence that gives your customers and auditors real confidence. You know, security stops being this thing that just costs money and starts becoming a feature that actually drives value and builds trust.
So, we'll leave you with this one simple question to think about. In a world that runs on software, treating security as an afterthought, well, that's a risk nobody can afford to take anymore. The real choice isn't if you'll test for security, but when. So, is it a last-minute test, or is it a first-class feature? Thanks for tuning in.